Welcome back to the Sean Salisbury Show here on Sports Talk 790. Sean Salisbury, Brian Lima, Ryan Money. The Astros beat the Brewers last night. They're back in action tonight. 6:40 the first pitch with a 5:30 on deck show right here on your home for Astros baseball, Sports Talk 790. The Nuggets sweep the Lakers and the NFL owners okaying the flexing of Thursday night football. We start this segment discussing some potential free agent targets for the Houston Rockets. So per Kelly Iko of The Athletic, beat writer for the Rockets, the top free agent that the Rockets want to look at?
Jaylen Brown.
No.
Jimbo Harden.
Jimbo Harden is correct.
Yep.
James Harden, the top free agent that the Rockets could look at. Here's some other names, and these are all from league sources telling The Athletic. Brook Lopez, Dillon Brooks.
We don't want anybody with the name Brook right now. Brook Lopez or Dillon Brooks.
Right. Brook Lopez, Dillon Brooks, Cam Johnson, who's a restricted free agent, Austin Reeves, who's a restricted free agent.
He's going to get paid, too.
Austin Reeves is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He played his ass off.
Yep.
If they don't get James Harden, they could potentially look at Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, Dante DiVincenzo,
Yep.
and none other than Chris Paul.
Ugh.
There's a lot of no's in there.
Yeah, don't look at Chris Paul or Conley.
There's a lot of no's in
Those
there.
dudes are old.
So if you're asking me...
Chris Paul can't stay healthy.
When you go back to Brook Lopez, you get a banger, a big body banger, right? Mm-hmm. Who doesn't like a big body banger?
Love a big body banger.
Who doesn't like that? You know what I'm saying, Brido? You know what that. You
know what we're talking about, right?
Doggone right.
You know.
The whole thing stems around. First off, you going to pay $300 million to Jaylen Brown? $280?
Oh, Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
How long?
And give up? Are you going to pay? Are you going to pay him? I don't know. Well, max contract.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years, and we can't offer him the $300 million.
Right.
The
It's just it's like the Celtics is the only team, but you can offer him. His worth will be what, in the 200s?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah. No
now,
doubt.
A year after that, Tatum comes about in 2024, and he's going to be worth his value is over $300 million. Mm-hmm. And the Celtics can offer him that, which you'd want to make a guy like that a lifer.
Right.
Listen, the free agent markets, if you really, the conversation's going to stop at one guy here, and it's James Harden.
Right.
Now, the key is, it's not what we think. It's, do the Houston Rockets front office and ownership think that he is going to elevate the franchise? Will he put asses in the seats? Sure he will. Who doesn't want to watch a guy who can score 30 and give you 12 assists come back to Houston who wants to be here? The question is, does Harden want to be here worse than the Houston Rockets franchise wants him here? I think the fan base is split. It all sounds fine and dandy, but get right down to it. As much as I love James Harden's game, they are not winning a title with him as their lead dog.
Right.
He's still got lead dog in him, but you're not putting a ring on your finger. Now, the question is, can he be a lead dog? Can he also mix in distribution and be a facilitator while taking over a game that has not been his specialty when it matters in an elimination game, like a Game 7, or get into a game that gets you into the playoffs?
History says no.
That's exactly what history says. So for $50 million a year, bringing him back here, are you doing it for the optics, or are you doing it to put a ring on your finger and make Jalen Green and Jabari Smith and whoever else that is with the fourth pick or whatever else this roster is going to look like, Şengün? Does he enhance it, or does he take away from it? That's what the front office has to ask. Personally, for $50 million a year, I can get something different that's going to give me the same chance to win.
Yeah, there's another article by Bleacher Report that says, quote, rival teams believe James Harden return to the Rockets is certain and thus doubtful Houston trades up to get Scoot Henderson. Also, a source told Bleacher Report the Rockets are content with their choices at number 4, specifically Amen and Asur Thompson.
Twin brothers have been playing in Atlanta.
Correct.
In the basketball league there, and got skills. It's not, listen, I think we know that the top two guys are the most, with Victor and with Scoot, those are the guys that the majority of the league feels are 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Then there's 3 or 4 guys that you're going to bunch into the next level. It is another young asset they're going to get if they don't move up. You're going to get a potential good player. My whole thing is not, can Harden play? Harden's not a great Game 7 closeout elimination game guy. That's proven, as you mentioned, history. My thing is, you got to start to look at what's he going to do, enhancing the young players or taking away from. And that's for the guys who pay the big money and are front office people. And also, Udoka to make the decision.
Yeah.
What does he think James Harden can do with these players? And can he maximize Harden's skill set, yet still where he's not on the ball dominant, where he takes away from, you get standing around, and he's so good, you can stand around when he was here, win an MVP. You get stand around gawking watching a great player. I remember when we played against Barry Sanders a couple times a year for a handful of years when I was in Minnesota. As an opponent, you know what you on standing on the sidelines? Even if you're on the offensive side waiting to go out on your possession, you know what would happen? You get caught watching him play. And you say, damn, this dude. And you're sitting there watching it and you say, well, we're playing against him. Don't admire him that much. As a player on the court with Harden, you get to the point that, here we go, get him the ball, move out of the way, let him dribble, and do his thing like he was doing before here. Can Udoka control that? And where's Harden's mindset on this as opposed to where you and my mindset? At $50 million a year, I don't believe you're putting a championship ring on the finger. So what are you getting out of him? A few extra bodies in the seats and appeasing him? Or is he here to make sure that, you know, that, and I'm not, when they talk about I am second, that's a real life thing. You see those signs. Here, does he still have to be first when as it pertains to basketball, not life? And is he willing to share the glory?
Yeah. You cannot bring that ISO ball, dominant ball BS back here. It's not going to work.
It doesn't win championship games anymore. You have to have fluid movement. He's got to be willing to distribute. Yet we also want that guy to, when it's a game 7 or elimination game, take over and dominate. And that has not been his strength in his career. Scoring has.
Now, if he can come here and be a true point guard where he facilitates the basketball, 10, 12, 13 assists a night, okay, a little bit different. But do we trust him to do that?
Do you ever
come on.
And he's a savant passer. He's got great basketball IQ.
There's no doubt about
basketball IQ and skills. The thing about this is, too, and you mentioned a true point guard, is James Harden prepared at this stage of his career to say, I'm a give it up first, score second guy? Well, I'm talking about when it's nut cutting time and you hold his feet around the court in a game that you say he's doubled and he's dribbled. Will he be willing to, throughout 40 minutes of a game or 36 minutes, what he's playing in, 48-minute game, want to give up the basketball and enhance the young player's skills? And then when we need him one-on-one, to go take the shot and end this thing and win it.
Right.
There's a fine line and a slippery slope about getting in the way or being a part of paving the way.
Yeah.
Who's Harden? And I don't know. I think I know, and I'm not sure it's the one you want.
What did Jalen Green say about the potential return of James Harden? We'll discuss that next. Top of the hour on the Sean Salisbury Show.